Okay, so our three main claims were, first off, our current tax code is extremely flawed and unfair. Second, our current tax code affects the economy in a negative manner. And thirdly, the implementation of the buffer rule will lead our society into the right direction of strengthening our economy and decreasing our deficit. Our opponents have said that the buffer rule will not fix economic problems because of the estimated $47 billion that will be accumulated through 10 years by increasing the effective tax rate to 30% for anyone earning over $1 million. Well, as my former speaker said, it is a step in the right direction. Of course, it's not a big dent in it, but again, any policy will take time to implement itself and get going, and any amount of money coming in will be beneficial. According to the Obama for America website, on the statistics that if 1 billion paid a fair share, it could mean up to $32 million for over 750 public safety employees, like firefighters and police officers, to get a salary. Again, on that same amount, it could also mean up to 300 teachers that schools won't have to lay off due to budget cuts. The second point is that the 217 households, they're paying less than 15%. Of the millionaires, about over 22,000 families pay less than 15% of income in federal and employee payroll taxes, and 1,470 managed to pay no federal income taxes on their $1 million+ incomes, according to the IRS. This is from Ben Kessler of the Washington Post. Certainly, Candy Crowley of CNN said it right when she said, what really irks a lot of Americans is the idea that people who are extremely well off are able to use tax planning, tax accounting, parking money, arranging all their income to be preferential rate, so that the most well-off people in our society can actually end up paying less than a lot of middle-income families who are struggling to make ends meet. Again, a survey conducted by 3 small business advocacy groups, the American Sustainable Business Council, Main Street Alliance, and Small Business Majority, found that 57% of the 250 small businesses surveyed supported a higher higher tax percentage for millionaires. Essentially, that would go against their point of that heavily taxing the rich would hinder economic growth and would cause a less willingness to invest in the economy and also create jobs. As Nick Howler, an entrepreneur and venture capitalist, said in a recent TED Talk, in this sense, an ordinary consumer is more of a job creator than a capitalist. Anyone who runs a business knows that hiring more people is a course of last resort for capitalists. This is what if we do. If and only if rising consumer demand requires it. It's a basic principle of supply and demand that's being applied. If there's more demand for a product or good or service, they will increase the supply, essentially increasing the workers. So it's not a direct relation between rich creating jobs. It's the consumers who are demanding more jobs that would result in there being created. Again, from Emily Cohen from the Huffington Post, she's quoted saying, Treasury researchers analyzing tax data found that 35 million individual tax returns reported some business income, but just 331,000 of them, about 1%, were earners of making 1 million and up. This is a small amount of small business owners that will be affected by this tax rate. And connecting back to how many of these small business owners support increasing the effective tax rate for millionaires, there's a correlation showing that small business owners, who essentially are considered the people who are supporting this economy, support it, and while also not too many of them will be affected. And according to the Nonpartisan Tax Policy Center, about 1% again, of households reported any business income on their tax returns, which returns earn more than $1 million a year. So essentially, the Paying a Fair Share Act will help restore people's faith that if you work hard and play by the rules, you will have a chance to get ahead. Not if you do that, and it will allow you to pay a less amount. The buffer was essentially a part of Obama's plan to cut the deficit by $4 trillion while investing in the economy strong. That is, thank you.